What's up everybody, I am Fabi Made Up, and before we get started on the tutorial on how to achieve a glowy, radiant look to the skin, I want to show you the level of glow that we're gonna end up with. Just to reassure you that you're not gonna end up looking like a disco ball, it's not gonna look like you smeared Vaseline on your cheeks. Here you can see the final result. It's a really pretty glow, not overdone at all. Skincare before makeup for this look is crucial. You want to set the tone for a glowy finish, so you definitely have to hydrate your skin very, very well. We're gonna do that in 2 steps. First, this serum, and then with a thick cream. This one is the Magic Cream from Charlotte Tilbury. Before we put our foundation on, let's apply some of this oil. This is from Honest and it's called the Organic Beauty Facial Oil. And again, this is just setting the tone for the finish of the makeup that we want, which is dewy and glowy. And I'll pat this oil all over my face except for the sides of the nose, because that's where we tend to look oily or greasy as the day goes on. Now we'll apply foundation. I'm gonna be using the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish, and I'm gonna mix it again with this oil, about 50-50. We want to work in very light layers because we want some control as far as the shine goes, meaning that after I put on a layer of this mix, maybe we decide that we like the shine that we have so far and that we don't want to add any more to it, or maybe we do want to add another layer with more oil, and experiment to see what kind of finish you like and how much oil you want to use in your foundation. And I like to use this brush to apply it because it's not very stiff. And because the bristles are not very stiff, it's sort of more airy. It doesn't pick up a huge amount of product, which again, since we're working in thin layers, we don't want that. And I'm just tapping, I'm pressing, stippling motion. This is especially important later on when we add more products, because we're not gonna set the foundation with powder. So when we are putting on our bronzer and contour, definitely don't want to buff or swipe because it'll move the foundation underneath. Okay, I'm really liking this level of glow and dewiness. It's not looking greasy, it's just looking really fresh. That's what I love about this look, that it's fresh, it's youthful, and the key here is for it to last. And that's why there are a few steps involved, as you'll see, because if you're working with creams and oils, they'll slide off your face. Now we're gonna be moving on to bronzer, and I have here the one from M Cosmetics, So Soft, in the shade Summer. I really love this shade, especially on my skin tone. I'm like a light, medium skin tone, and the color that it has, it gives a true tan color to my skin. It's not too orange, it's not too red. We're gonna start contouring with this first. We're gonna take a small brush. I wish I had one that's just a little bit bigger than this, because this is technically an eyeshadow brush, but that's fine. We can definitely work with this. As far as contouring, we're starting here at the hairline, and right under the cheek, we're gonna come here and put a line, so to speak. Again, build it in light layers. And now I'm gonna blend, but not too much, because we still want to retain the line, just not as harsh. So we will blend it a little bit, just like that. Now the other side. I'm exaggerating the line a little bit just to make sure that the camera picks it up. Now we blend. Contouring is meant to resemble the shadows that your face casts naturally. So the shadow doesn't go here on the cheekbone or above the cheekbone. The shadow happens here below the cheekbone. So that's the area we're focusing on. Now we're gonna move on to warming up the face. So we're gonna concentrate on the perimeter of the face using the same product, but a bigger brush. Bigger brush will give us a more natural look. So all around the forehead, here on the temples, the areas where the sun would naturally hit you. So now we can come here on the cheekbone. Some of the color will inevitably go over the contour, and that's fine. Just try to keep it above the contour and diffuse a color. So we started like this. And now we make a number 3 shape. Just bring it down in this area. Again, on the temples, close to the hairline, and on the cheekbone. With that same bronzing stick, I'm gonna lightly contour the nose. And now for blush, we're gonna use Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. Let's tap just very 2 dots. This is very pigmented. Let's see how this goes. And I'm using the same brush that I used for the foundation. I just wiped off the excess. Let's bring it up a little bit onto the temple with whatever's left on the brush. We don't want it to be obvious where the bronzer finishes and the blush starts. We want to marry the colors together. So I'll put some of it here on the temple, tiny bit on the forehead, on the chin. Actually, I'm gonna take this across the nose because since it's a glowy look, a sun-kissed factor is relevant. I'm just gonna take a tiny bit because this is super, super pigmented. So I'm so glad I got the mini. It's a regular size, it will last me forever. Just working it here evenly throughout the brush so that I don't get splotches of blush. And I'm gonna put it across the nose. I'm happy with the blush. I love this color. Now for those of us that need a little coverage under the eyes, we're gonna grab our concealers. Which one am I using exactly? And I'm using Shape Tape in light neutral. And I like to use just a small amount of product. Actually, I forgot to do this. Before you start putting in the concealer, first make sure to buff out any foundation creases that you might have before doing the concealer. I'm gonna take it on the lid. Ever since I started using Latisse, I think it's been like 2 months, it has discolored my upper lash line. It looks purpley or just darker, which is a known side effect. And honestly, I don't mind it because I can easily cover it with concealer. So far, so good. I definitely see that my lashes are longer and they are darker. So I'm happy about that. I really like this brush. It's very small. It's almost as small as the tip of your finger. And because it has a slanted shape, it really lets you get into the inner corner really well. To set our concealer, I'm gonna use the number 7 powder. This is a really finely milled powder, which is what we want for the under eye area. And I'm gonna grab another brush. It's actually the same exact one as the other one. This is the number 32. But this one I will use just for powder. And we want to set our concealer so it doesn't move. Now with this same powder, let's go ahead and powder the areas of the face that we don't want to glow. The sides of the nose, upper lip, in between the eyebrows, and on the chin. And now we are going to highlight the high points of the face, but we're not using a traditional highlighter because we're not going for that metallic or pearlescent look. What we want is for the skin to almost look wet. For that, I'm gonna use the Say Glowy gel in, what is it, Super Glow or Star Glow? And then I take a damp beauty blender. Let's start here with the cheeks. So you see how this product adds that glow that is not pearlescent looking. Bridge of the nose, not all the way down the nose, but just the bridge. And also the tip of the nose, a bit here on the sides of the forehead. And then you can go and do your eyes and your lips however you want. Really, the star of the show here is the base, the skin. You want a glowy, dewy, fresh look, and you want it to last. And in order for our makeup to last, we have to set it with powder. So we're gonna use this ambient palette from Hourglass. This gives a luminous, radiant finish, so we're not mattifying any of the glow that we have put on. I'm just gonna grab all three. We want to set the foundation, we want to set the highlighter, that glowy gel that we put on from Say afterwards, without mattifying. This is looking really nice. For the eyes, I'm gonna take the bronzer again and use that on the crease. And we're just defining the crease. Bringing it in all the way to the inner corner and all the way out. Take it out a little bit for that lifted effect. Then I'm gonna take this cream shadow from Bobbi Brown in golden pink and just place it here in the inner part of the lid. And pat it with your fingers. Now I'm gonna keep defining the eyes with a liner. I'm gonna concentrate it here on the outer portion of the lid, of the lash line, actually. And with a smudge brush, actually let's take just this tiny little guy and drag it out. Just a tiny bit. We need to set our cream shadow, so I'm gonna use a matte color. Let's see, something like this. Now I'm going to take a lighter shade, maybe, I don't know, the white one, yeah, maybe this white one, and just pop it in here. A tiny bit on the brow bone. I'm using a little bit of clear brow gel just to set the brows in place. And now I'm going to use Milani's finishing spray. This will give you a dewy finish. It's called Make It Last Dewy. This will help with the longevity of your makeup. Now I'm going to line my lips with a nude color. And for lip gloss, I'm going to use the Fenty Heat in, what is it? Fenty Glow Heat number 3. I don't know if I love this formula because it tingles, but it's not a cooling sensation. It's a spicy, like a hot sensation on your lips. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I can tell you that I do like Buxom's formula and the feeling of it. It feels tingly and cooling and minty. The way that lip gloss smells is my favorite. It smells like cotton candy. Of course, it's a matter of personal taste, but for me, the Buxom lip gloss has the best scent of all the lip glosses that I've tried. Now I'm gonna put on some lashes off camera and I'll come back to show you how it looks. And this is a finished look. Let me know in the comments if you like certain products to give you that dewy look. Do you use highlighters? Do you use face oils? Do you mix them in with your foundation? Let me know how you like to achieve this look. That's it for this video. I hope you liked it and I'll see you back next time.